Hello again, YouTube. This is the Gig Man. In case you don't know, I do Handy, TaskRabbit, Roadie, Instacart. I can do Uber, I can do Lyft, but I gotta get a dash cam. I don't want to deal with these people without it. I do Ubereats, Grubhub, Doordash, Shipped. I do a lot of gigs, but today I want to talk about mainly food delivery. I want to talk about what should your minimum be? Like, what should your minimum be? Like, I talked about it a little bit in the previous video that I just did. Like, what should your minimum be while you're delivering for DoorDash, Grubhub, Uber Eats? I think it's more so in you knowing your market, knowing your restaurants, who's fast, who has good workers, who have workers in there playing all the time. Because you also have to watch out for that. The sketchy restaurants have been started something with you, you say something back, they try to get you deactivated. All of these factors come into play. I don't know about where you live, but all of these come into play in this Milwaukee, Tulsa, West Allis, Brookfield, this area I'm in, Wisconsin. You know, people tend to be probably a little more toxic in this area than a lot of other areas. And when their toxicity gets defeated, they often try to retaliate. Like, we have a lot of customers in this area that lie and say a lot of schemers. So that even matters when you figure out what you want your minimum to be. Because sometimes when you raise that minimum, you get a different echelon of customers. Like here, for instance, yes, we do have professional blacks, professional minorities of other groups that are even professional when it comes to food being delivered to their house. And sometimes it's very easy to cherry pick them out. So let's say I said right now, okay, I ain't taking nothing under $9. Nothing under $9. A lot of them people I'm going to get are going to be suburban, professionals like business buildings, people at work, homeowners, that of that nature. And sometimes when you see, like, let's say you say, okay, my minimum is 8. Let's say your minimum is 8. That means that if you do 20 deliveries, you're gonna make 160. So when you gun it for that 200 a day, your minimum might have to be a little higher than 8, unless you're a multi-app. So when you say that, my minimum is 8, my minimum is 9, minimum 10, that will put you, in most cases, like in this city, in this Milwaukee area, that'll put you in the higher echelon of customers. So if you're trying to avoid sketchy neighborhoods and stuff, you say, okay, my minimum is 8. If you see 8 and it says 14 miles, and you go on there and it's going to the hood with gangs and drug dealers, unassign it for DoorDash. For Grubhub, just say this right here. Just say, I can't deliver this order. Then it'll come up. You say distance too far. Then you'll be able to reject it. But if you try to say something else, then Grubhub is going to pick up on that and they're going to try to make you call. And when you call, they're going to try to talk you out of it. Try to get you to deliver it. So just understand that. In terms of Uber Eats, with Uber Eats, you want to be looking at your phone. Like if you either need a mount or you have your phone in your hand at red lights and you just put it on Uber, let Uber be the first screen so you can see where it's going. And you can see how much it pays. Now you got to be careful with Uber because they can change their tip. That's why it's important to know where it's going and know your area, because I know where most of the people who going to try to tip bait me, I know where they are. I know where they be. They're not the chances of somebody tip baiting you in Brookfield, if you get their food there on time, everything is there, slim to none. The chances of somebody tip baiting you in the single digit blocks and the low digit, the teens, 20s, 30s, they call it the trays. A lot of heavy robbery activity, gangs, car stealing, all of that. When you see runs from those areas, let's say, like here in Milwaukee, let's say 6th and right, and it say $23. You got to be careful because that might be a tip bait. That could be a tip bait. That could be a robbery plan. Anything. You got to be careful. You have to judge. And your judgment has to be good. Like me, I just saw one on there for Instacart, and I took it. When I saw where it was going, I said, oh, no. Because that was probably tip bait. They're going to change the tip after you deliver what they want. Because there's a lot of schemers in that area. Just to be honest about it. But thanks for watching. Just wanted to talk to you about that. What is your minimum? What is your minimum? If you're trying to make $200, then you might want to stick to $9 per delivery and up, and multi-app. Like if it doesn't matter, you're just trying to make 100 something. It could be 7, it could be 8. Just make sure that, and I know you've heard this many times, make sure that you go on at least $1 per mile. And over that, and with gas prices now, you need to raise it to $1.25. So if you're going 4 miles at the absolute worst, $5 or more for 4 miles. With the gas prices, I would say consider the gas prices. You shouldn't need Uber and Doordash to give you bonuses and gas reward. That's good that they want to do that. But that's something that we need to do as individuals, as contractors. You know, be like, okay, gas prices is $4 in my area. So that means that if you want me to deliver your food, $8 and up. Now that's right now I'm doing it because I'm multi-apping. If it's a reasonable run, like a short run or something like that, I'll go $6.75 and higher right now. But as we get into lunch, as we get into dinner, that's gonna raise for me. I'm gonna be rejected. I'm gonna be cherry picking them to the death. Thanks for watching. Keep tuning in for more videos.